With high school sports season here again, Mille Health wants to remind you that they want to help your athletes stay in the game. Sports medicine services are available at every Mille Health campus. Whether it's the young athlete, the weekend warrior, or the accomplished athlete, injuries can happen. Get back in the game by calling the sports medicine experts at Mille Health. 320-679-1313. Mille Health. Live life well.
Minnesota Equipment is your lawn equipment headquarters. With plenty of staff members that have over 20 years of experience, they're number one in sales and service for a reason. The pros at Minnesota Equipment have tons of lawnmowers, zero-turn mowers, and accessories on site, so come by for Steel, Aaron's, Toro, Gravely, and John Deere, and take one home today. Minnesota Equipment, Highway 65 in Isanti, or find them at minnesotaequipment.com today.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to this broadcast of high school playoff baseball here on WCMP 106.5 FM, AM 1350, and online audio only at WCMPradio.com. I'm Ethan Game Day Gilman. I'll be bringing you all the action here from tonight's matchup between the Hinckley-Finlayson Jaguars and the Mille Raiders. These two taking the field here just shortly in this Section 5A East matchup between two Great River Conference foes. Again, these two teams have played twice during the regular season, and Hinckley-Finlayson won both of those games. Actually, they played twice in the same day. They played a doubleheader against each other in Mille, and Hinckley-Finlayson took both of those games by a score of 6-3 and 5-0. Hinckley-Finlayson won both of those games. But we're in playoffs now, and anything can happen. We have seen that so far here. It's been a fun tournament up to this point in playoffs, and it's getting even better tonight, because tonight we have more baseball right here on WCMP. Over on 95.5 FM, you can catch the Ogilvie Lions taking on the Bram Bombers, and last I checked, the Bram Bombers were trailing the Ogilvie Lions 6-2. So Ogilvie, the number 3 seed, Bram, the number 2 seed in Bram. And usually you think you get a home game, you get that home field advantage, but not so here so far for the Bram Bombers. We'll keep you updated on that score as we go through tonight. But here in this one, it's going to be Hinckley-Finlayson taking on the Mille Raiders here at beautiful Brennan Field in Hinckley, Minnesota, the home of the Jaguars and the Knights, the Hinckley Knights town ball team that plays here as well. Looking at both of these teams, again, Hinckley-Finlayson is the number 1 seed on the east side of things. Of course, 5A split up into 2 brackets, the east and the west. Over on the west side, the number 1 seed over there is Nevis. But Hinckley-Finlayson, the number 1 seed, they finished second in Great River Conference play, only to Pine City. They only finished 1 game behind Pine City in the conference standings. Pine City just fell yesterday in their first round of playoffs to Greenway 6-5, so their playoffs are done. But Hinckley-Finlayson is the 1 seed and got the first round bye here for this Section 5A East playoffs, and they will look to keep home field advantage throughout the next round and then head to the semifinals in Piers. We are just about underway here at Brennan Field in Hinckley, Minnesota. We'll take a commercial break here, a word from some of our fine sponsors, and by that time we should be set for first pitch here in Hinckley. You're listening to Playoff Baseball here on 106.5 FM, AM 1350, WCMP.
Chad Greenway here, and I want to tell you about the different kind of banking relationship you and your business will get at Franzen Bank & Trust. It's called advisory banking, and it's designed to help you every step of the way along your path to financial success. Franzen bankers take the time to learn about your financial goals so they can deliver customized solutions. To learn more, find a Franzen banker near you at franzenbank.com/location. Franzen Bank & Trust. Real people, real results. Member FDIC.
Are you interested in a technical degree that can quickly help you land your dream career? Or maybe you've always dreamed of going to a 4-year college, but you'd like to start close to home. Either way, Pine Technical and Community College has you covered. PTCC offers more than 50 degrees in hot fields like healthcare information technology, advanced manufacturing, and business. PTCC is now accepting applications. Financial aid may be available online at pine.edu. Starting out or starting over, find your future at Pine Technical and Community College.
A&W Restaurant Pine City is still making fresh root beer, that signature item since 1919. It's still made fresh and on-site with real cane sugar and a blend of secret ingredients. It doesn't get any better than this. Their world-renowned A&W root beer is a classic treat, and they can top it off with creamy vanilla soft serve to be known as the famous A&W root beer float. Now that's smooth, tasty, and refreshing. An American iconic A&W root beer float. It never tasted so good. A&W Restaurant Pine City. Come grab your root beer float today.
Woodlands National Bank would like to wish the Jaguars good luck. Woodlands National Bank is your local bank. They focus on meaningful relationships and offer a wide variety of home mortgages. They're the small town bank that knows your name but still offers an amazing online experience for their customers. For more information, visit them online at woodlandsnationalbank.com and make sure to like them on Facebook too. Experience the Woodlands way. Member FDIC.
Summer. It's about campfires, feet in the sand, the smell of a grill. And in Minnesota, it's about fishing. Walleye, northern, or panfish, whatever you're dropping a line for, Petrie's Bait in Finlayson has your summer setup. Tackle, licenses, sunscreen, t-shirts or hoodies, even groceries. Petrie's Bait is the first honey hole to hit on your next fishing trip. Petrie's Bait, part of summer, Minnesota 18 in Finlayson.
Untangling your headphones, finding the right remote, saying goodbye to your favorite shirt that hasn't fit in 10 years. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with Auto Owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who live in your community and answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like finding a new favorite shirt. That's simple human sense.
Visit Town & Country Insurance today at townandcountry-ins.com or stop in our offices in Finlayson, Hinckley, and Mora.
If you've been injured in an auto accident or have sustained other personal injury, you don't have to leave town to get good representation. Spear & Swanson attorneys at law in Pine City are experienced and will work on your case with no fee until they get you money. They also handle divorce and custody cases, criminal defense, including DWI and other legal matters. Spear & Swanson is your local law firm that cares about you. So if you need legal representation or advice, call 320-629-7586. Spear & Swanson, attorneys at law in Pine City.
All right, saw, check. Drill, check. The rest of the tools, check. All right, let's get started. Honey?
Yes?
Where's all the lumber to build this shed?
The big box store was supposed to drop it off 2 days ago. Is it not out there?
Man, it's the chicken coop all over again. Bill from work just built a sauna, and he said he went through Hinckley Lumber. Let's call them and see what they can do.
I'm on the phone with them now. They said...
Delivery from Hinckley Lumber. Where do you want it?
There would be great. Thanks.
All in a day's work. But for your next project, like fixing that ugly chicken coop over there, think Hinckley Lumber.
Building season is here. Are you prepared for it? Hinckley Lumber sure is. With estimates for any building project you may have. Whether it's just a tree fort for the kids in the backyard or the dream home you're designing, they've got you covered. On top of being your #1 supplier in northern Minnesota, Hinckley Lumber has the friendliest and most knowledgeable staff you can ask for. Stop in today or give them a call. But be careful, because once they earn your business once, you won't go anywhere else. Hinckley Lumber.
Woodlands National Bank is your local bank. They focus on meaningful relationships and offer a wide variety of loans. They're a small town bank that knows your name but still offers an amazing online experience for their customers. For more information, visit them online at woodlandsnationalbank.com. Woodlands National Bank is a proud sponsor of all high school sports. Woodlands National Bank wishes all high school sports a great season. Member FDIC.
With high school sports season here again, Mille Health wants to remind you that they want to help your athletes stay in the game. Sports medicine services are available at every Mille Health campus. Whether it's the young athlete, the weekend warrior, or the accomplished athlete, injuries can happen. Get back in the game by calling the sports medicine experts at Mille Health, 320-679-1313. Mille Health. Live life well.
Minnesota Equipment is your lawn equipment headquarters. With plenty of staff members that have over 20 years of experience, they're number one in sales and service for a reason. The pros at Minnesota Equipment have tons of lawnmowers, zero-turn mowers, and accessories on site, so come by for Steel, Aaron's, Toro, Gravely, and John Deere, and take one home today. Minnesota Equipment, Highway 65 in Isanti, or find them at minnesotaequipment.com today.
Chad Greenway here, and I want to tell you about the different kind of banking relationship you and your business will get at Franzen Bank and Trust. It's called advisory banking, and it's designed to help you every step of the way along your path to financial success. Franzen bankers take the time to learn about your financial goals so they can deliver customized solutions. To learn more, find a Franzen banker near you at franzenbank.com/location. Franzen Bank and Trust. Real people, real results. Member FDIC.
Are you interested in a technical degree that can quickly help you land your dream career? Or maybe you've always dreamed.
Back here on WCMP, getting set to start this Section 5A playoff baseball game between the Hinckley-Finlayson Jaguars and the Mille Raiders. At the plate first will be number 13, Daniel Mille, for the Raiders. And starting on the mound tonight for the Jaguars, who throws the first pitch strike in there, is Lane Von Ruden, wearing that number 2. Pitch is in there for the strike, 1-1. Here's the pitch from Von Ruden, just inside. 4-2 to Daniel Mille. This one inside as well to Mille from Von Ruden. Count moves to 3-1 now for Mille. And catching for Von Ruden today is Jacob Grice. This one's a little bit high. And taking first is Daniel Mille with a walk. And now stepping to the plate for the Raiders will be number 7, Eric Pedersen. Von Ruden checks the runner at first. Here's the windup and the pitch. In there on the outside part of the plate for strike number 1. Von Ruden gets set and likes the signal. We'll take a look at the runner at first. Mille throws over there, and Mille dives back onto first safely. Von Ruden keeping him honest over there. So Peterson gets set to do it again at 0-1. Here's the pitch from Von Ruden. Right in there, swing and a miss from Peterson. And he'll face an 0-2 count. So 0-2 for the left-handed batter, Eric Peterson. The runner on first, and Daniel Mille, the leadoff batter. Von Ruden's going to check over there at first again, but Mille is back safely. If anything, you make him get dirty. Make him think about his leadoff, how big of a leadoff he's got. Here's the windup and the pitch. They are going to steal, but this one's hit out to left field by Peterson, and then Mille gets caught at second. He thought that ball was going to get down. In fact, the left fielder over there caught it. The left fielder out there today is number 23, Brody Froling. Froling out there caught it. He had some wheels to catch up to that one and made Mille go from second all the way back to first to avoid the double play. So one down and a runner at first. And now at the plate for the Raiders is number 12, Sam Haybison. And that is in there on the inside part of the plate for strike number 1. Here's the swing, and that one's hit out to right field. That's going to get down for a base hit, and Miller stopped on his way to second, then wound up rounding second. Now he'll slide into third, and a single there from Sam Haybison, and he'll advance the runner from first to third. Miller kind of questioning his base running now after he saw the first hit get caught. He watched that one all the way. It hit the ground, and teammates were telling him, hey, get going. You got to move. Now in there is TJ Reamer, wearing number 22. Runners on the corners, only one out. Rudin gets set. Here's the windup and the pitch. Right down the middle, but that one's hit out to center field, and catching up to it is Griffin Steele. He'll get this one thrown in, and no play at the plate as the run does score from third. That's Daniel Miller. So a sac fly there from TJ Reamer. And that is out number 2. And now at the plate is Jacob Wind, number 11. 2 down, runner on first. He hits this one right back to the pitcher, Von Ruden. He'll walk it over almost all the way to first before throwing it on to first in time for out number 3. So the Raiders get one across here in the top half of the first inning, and they lead 1-0, but it is now the Jaguars' turn to get up to the plate and do some damage of their own here in the first inning. Raiders lead 1-0 over the Hinckley-Finlayson Jaguars here at beautiful Brennan Field in Hinckley, Minnesota in this Section 5A playoff baseball game. On the mound tonight for the Mille Lacs Raiders is Eric Peterson. He'll be on the mound for the Raiders tonight. Sam Haybison over there at third. On first is Jacob Wind. Trying to catch all the numbers here. It looks like it will be either number 8 or 13 who's on at catcher. I believe it's number 13, Daniel Miller. Miller will be catching from Peterson. So the Raiders take a early 1-0 lead here in this game off a sacrifice fly from TJ Reamer, excuse me. But he does score one with getting the out, and he'll take it, get an early lead. But again, it's Hinckley-Finlayson's turn now to come to the plate and do some damage of their own, and they can easily get this one run back and then some. Out there at shortstop. So number 17, Jacob Gallion. And coming to the plate first for Hinckley-Finlayson is number 1, Griffin Steele. So Griffin Steele will lead off, the right-handed batter. Eric Peterson readies, likes the signal, gets set, wind up, and the pitch. It swung on for strike 1 by Griffin Steele. 0-1 the count now. Peterson sets, wind up, and the pitch. Swung on and hit out to left field by Steele. Under it in time for out number 1, though, is the left fielder. Max Storley now to the plate. Playing shortstop today for Hinckley-Finlayson. With 1 down. 2 pitches in, and Peterson already has an out. Fly ball to left field. This one is swung on and grounded to the shortstop. It's a slow roller, and Storley has a chance. He's going to get there in time for an infield single. Storley beats that one out on the hit to the shortstop. An infield single for Storley. Now coming to the plate, it'll be number 5, the catcher, Jacob Grice. So runner on first here for the Hinckley-Finlayson Jaguars, and Peterson going to check the runner at first. He's back in time, though. Grice gets set back in the right-handed batter's box. Peterson keeping a close eye on Storley at first. He's going to check back at Storley again. But again, Storley is back in time safely. Grice has seen 2 throws, but none of them have been pitches so far. This one will be, and it's a bit of a quicker pitch to him this time, and this one's inside for ball 1. So the third throw finally goes across the plate, but it misses inside for ball 1 to Jacob Grice. Here's the windup in the pitch. Jacob Grice hits one out to left field. Left fielder under it. He grabs it for out number 2. And now trying to get this ball back in quickly. And Storley, is going to get back to first. Now 2 down. And coming up to the plate is the right fielder, number 11, Randy Scaff. Scaff steps into the batter's box. He's got a runner over at first. That's Storley. Peterson checks Storley at first. Here's the windup in the pitch. Storley is going to try and steal second, but he's not there in time. The throw is down there, and they take him before he can reach second base. And Storley is caught stealing at second for out number 3. So the Jaguars are unable to answer the 1 run the Raiders put up in the top of the first inning here in the bottom of the first. And we will head to the top of the second inning with the Mille Lacs Raiders leading the homestanding Hinckley-Finlayson Jaguars 1-0 here in this Section 5A East playoff baseball game. The winner will move on to the quarterfinals tomorrow and will play Ogilvie. Ogilvie just beat Bram 6-2 in their game in Bram. A 6-2 victory for the Ogilvie Lions over the Bram Bombers. Those 2 teams split their season series 1-1. And Ogilvie will wind up getting the better of Bram in the postseason to push their team to tomorrow. And they will either play at home or here in Hinckley-Finlayson, depending on who wins this game. If Hinckley-Finlayson winds up winning, they will host Ogilvie tomorrow night at 5 p.m. But if Mille Lacs were to win, they will play in Ogilvie against the Lions. And this 5A East playoffs underway, but as a whole, it's a 5A playoff night. Nevis taking on Sabika in the West, and Pine River Bacchus hosting Bertha Hewitt-Verndale as well. Jacob Gallion this one's in there for strike 1 to Gallion from Von Ruden. He swings and misses on this pitch, and it's a quick 0-2 count for Jacob Gallion. Trying to add more runs here are the Raiders, but Von Ruden trying to not let that happen here. Oh, 0-2 count for Gallion. Von Ruden with the pitch. This one's inside for ball 1. Gallion ducks out of the way just a little bit. Step back into the batter's box with a 1-2 count. Here's the windup in the pitch from Von Ruden. This one's inside as well for ball 2. That evens up the count at 2-2 for Jacob Gallion. Von Ruden sets. Here's the pitch. That one swung on and slapped down the third baseline, but foul out of play. Count stays even at 2-2, and Von Ruden looking for out number 1 here in the top of the second. Here's the 2-2 delivery. Took something off of that one, but it's just a little high for ball 3. It's a full count now for Jacob Gallion. Von Ruden with the full count pitch. That one's in there, swung on and fouled back out of play. Bit of a duel here between Gallion and Von Ruden to begin this second inning. Gallion, the leadoff batter. Here's the pitch from Von Ruden. This one swung on and popped up towards the shortstop. He's under it and gets it for out number 1. That's a tough one for the shortstop to grab. He's backpedaling to try and get it. And the center fielder's there as well, but if that gets in the sun at all or you catch any bit of light, that one is probably one of the tougher ones to grab, but he does a good job getting under that one. Now at the plate is number 9, Cole Dangers. What a last name. Cole Dangers at the plate now. And looks like we're going to get a couple more baseballs back in for the umpire. As they had, looks like now we get 3 back in. As I think that was about the 3 that Gallion hit out of play. But here's the pitch, first pitch to Dangers, and that's on the outside part of the plate. In there for strike number 1 to Cole Dangers. This one is swung on and fouled back out of play. Now an 0-2 count here for Cole Dangers. Von Ruden with the 0-2 pitch. That one swung on and got a piece of it there. Did Dangers. Got him to swing on that one, but just got a piece of it. Count will stay 0-2. Nobody on and 1 out here for the Raiders in the top part of the second inning. They lead 1-0 over the home defending Hinckley-Finlayson Jaguars. Von Ruden with the pitch. Swung on and missed by Dangers. And that's out number 2. So Von Ruden trying to make quick work here of the Raiders in inning number 2 to get his team back to the plate. And now up to the plate for the Mille Raiders is number 16, Landon Reamer, excuse me. Here's the pitch from Von Ruden, swung through and missed by Reamer. He'll now deal with an 0-1 count. Von Ruden with the windup and the pitch. That one swung on. He sounded like he got a piece of that one. They have just touched the laces with the bat on that one. And now it's an 0-2 count for Reamer. Von Ruden looking to retire the side here with this pitch. Here's the windup and the pitch. That one swung on and missed. And Von Ruden retires the side there with 2 straight strikeouts. And we will now go to the bottom of the second inning where the Jaguars will get their chance once again to put some runs across the board. So 1-0 here. The Mille Raiders lead over the Hinckley-Finlayson Jaguars. Why don't we take a commercial break here, word from our fine sponsors, and we'll be back. You're listening to Playoff Baseball on WCMP.
A&W Restaurant Pine City is still making fresh root beer. That signature item since 1919. It's still made fresh and on-site with real cane sugar and a blend of secret ingredients. It doesn't get any better than this. Their world-renowned A&W root beer is a classic treat. And they can top it off with creamy vanilla soft serve to be known as the famous A&W root beer float. Now that's smooth, tasty, and refreshing. An American iconic A&W root beer float. It never tasted so good. A&W Restaurant Pine City. Come grab your root beer float today.
Back here on WCMP 106.5 FM, AM 1350. And, of course, online at WCMPradio.com. Audio only, though, due to it being playoffs. No video, just audio here for the playoffs. We're just about set to get back to action here in the bottom of the second inning. And leading off will be number 11, Randy Scaff. He didn't get to finish his at-bat because Max Sorley got caught stealing second. So Scaff will basically get a redo at his at-bat. He's in the cleanup spot here today for the Jaguars. Here's the windup and the pitch from Peterson. Swung on and missed by Scaff for strike number 1. Scaff again leading off this bottom of the second inning for the Jaguars. Peterson with the windup and the pitch. Swung on and missed. Scaff down 0-2 now. Trying to get something going for the Jags here in this inning. Got a base runner last time, but again, he was caught stealing for out number 3. Here's the pitch from Peterson. This one is just a little bit high for ball 1. That's a tough one to lay off of if you're Randy Scaff, but a nice job nonetheless. He'll get to do it again. And here's the 1-2 delivery. He got a piece of it, and he'll foul it off the catcher's equipment. He'll get back into the batter's box and do it again with a 1-2 count. Peterson with the windup and the pitch. Scaff gets a piece of that one out to left field. That's going to get down for a base hit. Reamer out there. He's going to throw this one into the shortstop. And Scaff is on with a base hit here to lead off this second inning. Now at the plate is number 45, the first baseman, Jordan Masterson. So the leadoff runner on first, and Masterson looking to advance the runner here and get him near scoring position, if not even more. Going to check the runner at first, and Scaff is back easily in time. Peterson not going to allow these runners much of a leadoff. So he went back and threw back at Storley twice in a row before Scaff even seen a pitch. Here's the pitch from Peterson, and swing and a miss from Masterson for an 0-1 count. Scaff over at first, the leadoff batter. Peterson with the pitch. Masterson showing bunt. He pulls back. Smart job to pull back, and that one's a little bit high for ball 1. 1-1 count now for Masterson. Catcher thought about throwing it down to first, but wisely does not as Scaff, standing up, gets back. Peterson will check the runner. And showing bunt again is Masterson. This one is bunted. Trying to bunt it down that first base line, but this one just goes foul. And now the count for Masterson moves to 1-2. Trying to advance that runner over to second. Get him into scoring position. As on deck is Brody Froling, the left fielder, and checking his swing is Masterson. Good job that he did, because that one is in the dirt for ball 2. It's even at 2-2 for Jordan Masterson with a runner over on first. That's the leadoff batter, Randy Scaff. Here in the bottom of the second inning, the Jaguars trail the Raiders 1-0. Here's the windup and the pitch from Peterson, well outside, and now the count moves full. Full count now for Jordan Masterson, and he's got the leadoff batter again, Scaff over there on first. Peterson gets the signal, he likes it, checks Scaff at first. Here's the pitch. Scaff gets a piece of that one, it's to the shortstop. Possible double play, the throw to second in time, but the throw to first not. So Masterson will reach on the fielder's choice. As Scaff is out on the throw to second, and now to the plate is the left fielder, Brody Froling. wearing that number 23 jersey. So still a runner at first with one down now. This one in the dirt, but a nice job by the catcher there, Daniel Miller, to keep that one in front of him. Ball 1 to Froling. Peterson with the 1-0 pitch. That one's in there for strike 1. One count now for Brody Froling, the right-handed batter. It's set as Peterson checks at the runner. Now this pitch is swung on and hit towards the Mille dugout. That's going to be out of play. The catcher Miller raced after it, but it does get out of play. And now the count for Froling moves to 1-2. Runner down there at first with one out here in the bottom of the second inning. Here's the pitch from Peterson. This one swung on and lays down the first base line, but hooks foul. And if that one is just a little more straight, that's a beautiful spot for the ball. Might be an extra base for both Masterson and Froling. Froling will do it again with a 1-2 count. Here's the pitch from Peterson. Swung on, a late swing there from Froling. Fouls it off, out of play. And we'll set up again to do it at 1-2. Looks like we're going to get a ball back into play here for the umpire. He steps back behind the catcher as we get ready to get back to action. Peterson going to check the runner Masterson at first. Throws it over, and Masterson is back in plenty of time. Here's the 1-2 delivery. Inside for ball 2. Pretty easy one to lay off of there for Froling. Counts even at 2-2 now for the left fielder. Peterson sets. Here's the 2-2 delivery. Swung on and missed. And then the throw down to first is going to catch Masterson. It's going to be a rundown, and Masterson stuck and trying to race him down, and he will. It'll be a double play for the Raiders. Masterson got caught between first and second as Froling swung and missed on that pitch, and he was caught in between there. He got into a rundown, and well, they chased him down and tagged him out for out number 3. So the Jaguars are unable to answer the 1 run scored by the Raiders in that second inning, but have 4 more innings to do so. So plenty of time here for the Jaguars to get a base runner on and get him across the plate. But we will head to the top of the third inning with the Raiders still leading 1-0 over the Hinckley-Finlayson Jaguars here at Brennan Field in Hinckley, Minnesota in the Section 5A East playoff game. We'll take a commercial break. We'll be right back. You're listening to Playoff Baseball on 106.5 FM AM 1350.
Woodlands National Bank would like to wish the Jaguars good luck. Woodlands National Bank is your local bank. They focus on meaningful relationships and offer a wide variety of home mortgages. They're the small town bank that knows your name but still offers an amazing online experience for their customers. For more information, visit them online at woodlandsnationalbank.com and make sure to like them on Facebook too. Experience the Woodlands way. Member FDIC.
Back here on 106.5 FM AM 1350 WCMP Game Day Gilman. I'm bringing you all the action from tonight's match between the Hinckley-Finlayson Jaguars and the Mille Raiders. We're in the top of the third inning. Raiders lead 1-0. And now stepping to the plate is Thomas Schleiss. He fouls this one off back into the netting. And he'll deal with now an 0-1 count. Here's the pitch from Von Ruden, and he swings through that one for strike number 2. 0-2 count now for Schleiss. Von Ruden with the windup and the pitch. Swung on, and this one will be fouled back. Count stays 0-2. Pitch from Von Ruden again, fouled back. Out of play. Back towards the cars. Hopefully it doesn't hit anybody's car. So 0-2 count once again for Schleiss, and Von Ruden with the pitch. This one is swung on and hit out to center field. But Steele is there under it in time for out number 1. And now back to the top of the order here for the Mille Lacs Raiders to Daniel Miller, the catcher. Von Ruden with the pitch. Just a little bit high for ball 1. Daniel Miller reached base on a walk last time, and he wound up scoring on a sacrifice fly from TJ Reamer. He swings and hits this one out to left field. That's a laser. Gets over the left fielder's head, and this is extra bases. Daniel Miller rounds first, going into second, easily standing up. He'll get off of second just a little bit, and he'll be in with a one-out double. The left fielder misplayed that one just a tad. He went over, did Froling, thought this one was going to die off just a little bit, take a nosedive. In fact, it carried a little bit extra out to left field, and now the Raiders have a runner on second with one out, and it is now Eric Peterson up to the plate. Here's the windup in the pitch from Von Ruden, showing bunt. He didn't pull back in time on the bunt, and it will be 0-1 now for Peterson. Here's the pitch from Von Ruden just outside. For ball 1. 1-1 count for Eric Peterson. Von Ruden gets set. Here's the pitch. In there on the outside part of the plate for strike number 2. Not much Peterson could do with that one. Watches it go by, and it's a 1-2 count now. Von Ruden with the pitch. Swung on and hit right at the second baseman. Easy throw on to first for out number 2, but the runner from second advances to third. An easy play there for the second baseman, Trey Visser. And now Sam Haybison up to the plate. Strike right down the center there from Von Ruden to Haybison, and runner on third with 2 down. Swings on this one. A bounce to the shortstop. It's going to be a tough throw on the first, but he gets it in time for out number 3. What a great play there by the shortstop. That is a tough throw, but Max Storley, he's there making the clutch play to hold off the runner at third from scoring, and the Jaguars hold off a run there, and the Raiders still lead 1-0, but Jaguars got to be feeling a little bit of momentum there from that play from Storley, and we'll move to the bottom of inning number 3. Raiders again still leading 1-0, but the Jaguars will have another chance here. Grab that run back, tie things up, and try and take a lead. I want to thank all of our fine sponsors who sponsored this broadcast. Thank you so much to them. Without them, we can't be out here and bring you the action from this game, so thank you so much to all of our fine sponsors. It wouldn't be possible without them. Again, in the other 5A East game in Bram between the Bombers and the Ogilvie Lions, Bram Bombers fell at home to the Ogilvie Lions 6-2. So whoever wins this game will face off against the Ogilvie Lions. If it is Hinckley-Finlayson, they'll get to host the Lions. If it is the Mille Raiders, they will travel over to Ogilvie for that game. And then the winner of that game will go on to the semifinal game of Section 5 Single A. And that'll be at Piers, in Piers, on Monday. Raiders getting their last warm-up throws in here as we get Pantera's walk. Starting us off here, and coming up to the plate is Lane Von Ruden, the pitcher. Pearson gets set. Von Ruden to lead off batter. Here's the windup and the pitch. Swing and a miss. Might got a piece of that one, but not enough. And it's 0-1 count now for Von Ruden. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Swung on and missed by Von Ruden. And count quickly moves 0-2. The 0-2 pitch on the way. And that one's in there on the outside part of the plate. That's going to be a backwards K for Peterson as he gets Von Ruden down looking. That is his second strikeout of the game. And now at the plate is Cody Klein, third base. Swinging and missing on that one. Oh, 1 count. Here's the pitch from Peterson. That one's a little bit high. 4-1. Peterson has seemingly found a groove and fell into it here early in this game. And now he delivers the 1-1 pitch in there for strike number 2 to Cody Klein. Klein now deals with a 1-2 count. And on deck is Trey Visser. That one swung on and hit right at the third baseman, and he'll catch it easily for out number 2. Sam Haybison gets that out, and now Trey Visser up to the plate for Hinckley-Finlayson. Here's the pitch outside for ball 1 to Trey Visser. 2 down, nobody on here for the Jaguars. They trail 1-0 to the Mille Raiders here at home. Here's the windup and the pitch from Peterson. Low in the dirt for ball 2. Visser trying to reverse the Jaguars' fortune here, get on base, and start a little bit of a rally, so to speak, as that one is in there for strike number 1. And all you need is one. One crack of the bat can really change things here and swing momentum, no pun intended, to the Jaguars' side. So far, Peterson doing a good job of not letting that happen. That one's low and in the dirt. Trying to frame that one was Miller, but did not get the call. And now it's a 3-1 count here for Visser. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed, and the count will move full for Trey Visser. And one more strike will send us to the top of the 4th with the Raiders leading. But Visser trying to find some open space out there. That one swung on and hit towards the third baseman. It's going to be get through, and Visser's going to reach as that one gets through and under the glove of the third baseman, Sam Haybison. And now back to the top of the order for Griffin Steele. So Griffin Steele now at the plate. Steele, first time up to bat, flew out to left field. And if he can get this more of a line drive, and Peterson's going to step off the mound quickly, kind of reset things here. Now gets back to the plate. Here's the first pitch inside for ball one. One 0 count now for Griffin Steele. Here's the windup and pitch. Swung on and hit to the third baseman. It bumps into his chest. The throw on to first, not going to be in time. That gets past the first baseman, and now Visser comes around third. He's going for home, and this will tie the game. So an error will tie the game at 1, and Steele moves on down to second. It would have been an infield single without the throw, but the throw maybe a little bit ill-advised because the error now led to a run being scored for the Jaguars, and that ties things up at 1. So a little bit of an ill-advised throw because Steele was easily safe whether the throw was going to make it or not. He used his wheels to get there in time. The throw was not really even close. So he reached with an infield single, and then the error allowed him to move on down to second and Visser to home, and now it's a 1-1 game. And just like that, momentum has shifted heavily towards the Jags. That one's in there, crossing the plate for strike 1 to Max Storley. And sometimes all you need is something like an error to really get your team going, and can easily go and get a lot of hits with 2 outs. And swinging on that one, hitting it foul down the third base line is Storley. And now his count moves 0-2. Two down and a runner on second is Griffin Steele. Two count. Here's the pitch. That is Storley who gets his bat on this one, and the third baseman again mishandles it, and he's going to reach first safely. Will Max Storley. So Storley with an infield single, and now Steele moves to third. Got runners on the corners with Jacob Grice coming up to bat. Grice got a piece of one in his first at-bat. Flew out to left field, and then Max Storley was caught stealing for the third out in the first inning. So Grice looking just for a base hit here. That'll send one run home and break this tie. Runners on first and third, 2 down for Jacob Grice. Peterson checks on both runners. Here's the windup and the pitch. He's showing bunt, pulls the bunt back. The steal down to second is going to be in time. And then the shortstop mishandles the ball on the throw down from the catcher. And that's going to get a run home. And all of a sudden, the tie has been broken. We've got a runner at second. And the Jags lead 2-1. Griffin Steele will get home. Max Storley will get into second. And the Jaguars have broke the 1-1 tie and now lead 2-1 here in the bottom of the third inning. What a turn of events here for the Jaguars. They had two outs quickly, and then Visser reached on an error and an infield single from Steele. And then an error led to him getting 2 bases and him eventually scoring. And then Storley got another infield single. He stole second. And now Grice deals with a 1-1 count with a runner on second and 2 down. Here's the pitch. He gets on this one and, down the third baseline. Just hooks foul. And the count will move 1-2. Good spot for that ball down the third baseline. Maybe trying to pick on the third baseman just a little bit as he's made a couple of errors here in this inning. Trying to make him really make a huge play here. Test him a little bit. Reaching on that pitch. That's a little bit high. But it will be fouled back out of play by Grice, and count stays 1-2. Pitch from Peterson is in the dirt. It'll get behind the catcher Miller, and Storley is into third, standing up easily. So now a runner on third, 2 down, and it's a 2-2 count here for Jacob Grice in the bottom of the third inning. Peterson with the windup in the pitch. Outside, ball 3, and this ball does get away from Miller just a little bit, but not enough for Storley to try and threaten to take home. He'll stay at third, and now it's a full count here for Jacob Grice. So all the momentum that Peterson had once getting into this inning has gone by the wayside now as the Jags have capitalized on a couple of errors. And this one is well outside, and Storley will take, or excuse me, that's Grice. Grice will take first with a walk. And now up to the plate is Randy Scaff. He reached on a single back in the second inning, and a single here will give the Jags a 3-1 lead. Looks like we're going to get a mound visit here for the Raiders. We'll see what comes of the mound visit. I don't think Peterson's night is over, but we'll wait and see. We'll have to wait and see here. It's like just a mound visit. Beautiful night, although, for some playoff baseball here. Brennan Field in Hinckley, Minnesota. On WCMP as well as online at WCMPradio.com. Audio only, though, due to it being playoffs. No video through the playoffs. But it was around 71 degrees about an hour ago. Dipped down to about 66. Still a great night for baseball, though. 66 degrees. Few clouds in the sky and nice little breeze out there. Just a beautiful night. Beautiful spring night in Minnesota for baseball. Considering what the baseball season got off to, this is perfect weather for baseball. Considering we were getting snow into April and really couldn't start the season until May. But most of these teams got most of their games played. Did a good job of rescheduling everything and getting everything back on track as the first pitch is in there for strike 1. And then Grice will steal second. Runners on second and third here for Randy Scaff, and a base hit probably gets 2 home and breaks this thing wide open. And this one is popped up out to the shortstop. That's trouble. That's down for a base hit. The shortstop can't get there, and the left fielder just a step away. And that is a 2-run single for Randy Scaff. And as I mentioned, this breaks things wide open. It is now 4-1 here for the Hinckley-Finlayson Jaguars. A bit 2-out rally, so to speak. And now it's Jordan Masterson trying to get in on this party. This one swung on and got a piece of it there. It's going to be popped up in the infield. This is trouble as well, and Peterson, just hangs on to that one for the third out. That was a tough one for Peterson to track and keep hold of, but manages to there for out number 3. Jordan Masterson will be the final out, but not before the Jaguars get 4 runs to come across the board, and they now lead 4-1 here. Nearly bat around in this inning. We'll head on to the top of the 4th inning with the Jaguars leading 4-1 over the Mille Raiders. You're listening to playoff baseball here on WCMP.
Summer. It's about campfires, feet in the sand, the smell of a grill. And in Minnesota, it's about fishing. Walleye, northern, or panfish, whatever you're dropping a line for, Petrie's Bait in Finlayson has your summer setup. Tackle, licenses, sunscreen, t-shirts or hoodies, even groceries. Petrie's Bait is the first honey hole to hit on your next fishing trip. Petrie's Bait, part of summer. Minnesota 18 in Finlayson.
Untangling your headphones.
Back here on WCMP, 106.5 FM and AM 1350. Also streaming audio only at WCMPradio.com. Jaguars take a 4-1 lead there with 4 runs coming across the board in the bottom of the 3rd inning. And Peterson, I mentioned how he had kind of all momentum on his side going into that inning, and a couple errors quickly turned that momentum the other way towards the Jaguars. And now coming to the plate is TJ Reamer to begin the 4th inning. He watches this one go by for strike number 1. Von Ruden with the pitch. This one is outside for ball 1. Reamer did hit a sac fly out to center field in the 1st inning for the Mille Raiders' first run. They held that lead into the bottom of the 3rd. And now Reamer reaching on that one, and it goes right back to the pitcher. And he'll throw it on to first for out number 1. 1-3 out. And now at the plate is Jacob Wind. One down. Von Ruden, this one stays inside on Jacob Wind and is ball 1. Going to get a time call here. Jacob Grice will go out and have a meeting quickly with his pitcher, Von Ruden. Just try and discuss something real quick, and Grice gets back to behind the plate. Von Ruden with the 1-0 pitch. This one's in there for strike 1 to Jacob Wind. Wind was the 3rd out of that 1st inning, batting in the 5th spot. He gets a smack on that one, and that one is foul down the left field baseline. Jacob Wind's count will move to 1-2 now, with 1 down and nobody on. Von Ruden with the pitch. That one swung on and hit. Oh, it's a slow roller to the second baseman. This is going to be a tough play. Oh, he can't get it in time, and Wind is safe. That is a tough one. That ball got deep into the grass on the infield, and it just kind of stuck there. That one looked like it was going to get easily to the second baseman, Visser, and then it hit the grass and absolutely hit the brakes. So Wind is safe with an infield single. And now at the plate is Jacob Gallion. 1 down, runner on first. Here's the pitch from Von Ruden. This one is swung on and hit out to center field. Steele is under this one easily, and the runner from first will stay at first. And now there are 2 down for the Mille Raiders. And now up to the plate is Cole Dangers. Von Ruden gets set. Looks at the runner at first. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed by Dangers. Oh, 1 count. 2 down and a runner on first for the Raiders. Here's the pitch from Von Ruden. This one is hit by Dangers to the shortstop. This is going to be a tough play at first, and Dangers is going to reach safely. Another infield single here for the Raiders as Dangers just beat the throw. And Wind is at second. Dangers on first, and now Landon Reamer at the plate. 2 on, 2 out for Landon Reamer. And they look to get back into this one. Down by 3 here in the top of the 4th inning. Von Ruden will double check the runner at second, and Reamer's well in front of that one. Swing and a miss for strike number 1. Reamer trying to change this game with 1 swing of the bat, but doesn't on that one, and that one doesn't find the plate. It moves the count 1-1. Von Ruden has 2 strikeouts in the game to this point. And with that pitch, he's 1 strike away, I should say, from getting his 3rd Those 2 strikeouts came back in the second inning. Looking for number 3 for the third out here in the fourth. Here's the windup in the pitch. Runner's going to steal third. The throw down to third, not in time. So Wind is under the pitch, and then the runner from first will take second. So Wind into third, and Dangers into second. And Reamer with a 2-2 count, and still 2 down, but the runners move into scoring position. Base hit will score both. Here's the pitch from Von Ruden, and that's out to center field. Can Steele get there in time? He does for out number 3. Griffin Steele, hard to get anything by him. He's got some wheels on him. And he is there for out number 3. So the Raiders will leave 2 stranded and will trail the game 4-1 still as we head into the bottom of the fourth inning. And the Hinckley-Finlayson Jaguars look to build off that momentum from the bottom of the third inning and use it to get even more runs on the board here in the bottom of the fourth. We'll take a commercial break. We'll be right back. You're listening to Playoff Baseball here on WCMP.
Untangling your headphones, finding the right remote, saying goodbye to your favorite shirt that hasn't fit in 10 years. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who live in your community and answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like finding a new favorite shirt. That's simple human sense.
Visit Town & Country Insurance today at townandcountry-ins.com or stop in our offices in Finlayson, Hinckley, and Mora.
Raiders do threaten there in the top of the fourth inning, but leave them 2 stranded. And now again it's the Jaguars' turn to try and add more on to this lead with Brody Froling getting set to lead off. He struck out in his first at-bat. Back in the second inning. Peterson has 2 strikeouts coming into the fourth inning, 1 in the second and 1 in that third inning. He struck out the leadoff batter, Lane Von Ruden, in the third, and then it was chaos from there on out for the Jaguars, scoring 4 runs. Here's the windup and the pitch. Getting a piece of that one is Froling. That one gets into the third baseman again, and the throw on to first. It is in time, for out number 1. This time, Bison hits the throw, even though that one got into his chest a little bit. And he gets him for out number 1. And now Lane Von Ruden steps into the batter's box. Here's the windup and the first pitch to him, just outside for ball 1. Von Ruden again struck out in his first at-bat just last inning. Looks at this 1-0 pitch and hits it down the third base line. My goodness, if that stays fair, that's a couple extra bases maybe for Von Ruden. Definitely an extra base. That was heading down the third base line for a while. So it's a 1-1 count now for Von Ruden with 1 down. Here's the windup and the pitch. This one is fouled back out of play. And the count now sits at 1-2 for the pitcher v. pitcher matchup here. Here's the pitch from Von Ruden. Gets hit in the back by Peterson's pitch, and he will take first. So Von Ruden takes it right in the back, but jogs on down to first. And now at the plate, Cody Klein. He lined out to the third baseman, Bison. He made that clutch play, and then all of a sudden he got a couple balls hit his way and just couldn't field them cleanly and had a couple errors on himself. First pitch is outside to Cody Klein for ball 1. Runner on first with one down. Peterson gets set, and here's the windup and the pitch. This one swung on and hit by Klein to the third baseman. He almost fields it. Oh, and that's going to be an overthrow to the second baseman, and now Von Ruden going to move on to third. The throw down to third, not in time, and Von Ruden is into third on an error. And another error from Hinckley-Finlayson. Just a little bit of an overthrow. Going E5 there as Klein reaches and Von Ruden moves on over to third. Runners on the corners with one out for Trey Visser, who got things going the last time. Even though he reached on an error, still managed to find the plate. This one is outside for ball one to Trey Visser. Peterson gets set. Here's the windup and the pitch. Visser showing bunt, and then into second with the steal is Klein. The catcher pump fake down there. Threw the pump fake, and then watch the runner at third. They're trying to keep him honest down there. It's a 1-1 count now for Trey Visser. Runners in scoring position. Again, still one down. Visser gets a piece of that one. He's going to foul it back out of play. And his count moves to 1-2. Peterson with the delivery. And Visser swings and misses, but gets out of the catcher's glove. Down to first in time for out number 2. Now back to the top of the order here for Hinckley-Finlayson. Griffin Steele at the plate. 1 for 2 today. Got a base hit in just the last inning. He swings and hits this one out to center field. That stays up long enough, though, and the center fielder is under it in time for out number 3. So the Jaguars get some runners in scoring position in third, but they'll leave those runners stranded there. And we will go to the top of inning number 5 with the Hinckley-Finlayson Jaguars leading 4-1 here in Hinckley at Brennan Field, home of the Jaguars and the Hinckley Knights. We'll get a commercial break here and hear a word from our fine sponsors. When we come back, we'll be set for action starting in the top of the 5th inning. You're listening to Playoff Baseball on WCMP.
If you've been injured in an auto accident or have sustained other personal injury, you don't have to leave town to get good representation. Spear & Swanson attorneys at law in Pine City are experienced and will work on your case with no fee until they get you money. They also handle divorce and custody cases, criminal defense, including DWI and other legal matters. Spear & Swanson is your local law firm that cares about you. So if you need legal representation or advice, call 320-629-7586. Spear & Swanson, attorneys at law in Pine City.
Back here on WCMP. Hinckley-Finlayson holds on to a 4-1 lead over the Mille Raiders in this 5A East playoff game. Raiders scored the 1 run in the opening session there, and then from that point on, we didn't get a score until the bottom of the 3rd inning when Hinckley-Finlayson scored 4 runs on 2 errors and 3 hits. So coming to the plate now is going to be Thomas Schleiss to lead off the 5th inning for the Raiders. He flew out to center field in the 3rd inning. Von Ruden gets this pitch. It's swung on and hit to the shortstop. The throw on to first in time for out number 1. What a throw there from Max Storley. Beautiful throw to get that out number 1. Now back to the top of the order for the Raiders. It's Daniel Miller. 1 for 1 today. He walked in the first inning and got a double to begin the third. It really looked like that double was going to turn into some damage for the Raiders, but it did not. After he got his double, 2 straight ground outs. But watch his first pitch go by for ball 1. And Von Ruden with the 1-0 pitch. This one is swung on and hit down the left third base line. Out into left field. What I meant to say, not down the left third base line. It made sense. It made sense either way. 1-1 is the count here for Daniel Miller. Trying to get something going for the Raiders. They need 3 runs to try and tie. Here's the pitch from Von Ruden. That is in there for a strike 2, and Miller just kind of nods his head, says, yep, that's a good one. Couldn't really do much with that one. He watched it go by and now deals with a 1-2 count, 1 down and nobody on. Here's the pitch. Swung and missed. Did Miller for out number 2. Ruden with the pitch. This one swung on and fouled out of play off the third base line. A 4-1 lead for the Jaguars. Swing and a miss. Now an 0-2 count. And Von Ruden trying to help his team go 1-2-3 and get out of this inning and get back up to the plate, and that's a swing and a miss, and another strikeout for Von Ruden. So Von Ruden now has 4 in this game, 2 in this inning, 2 back in the second. And we will head to the bottom part of the 5th inning. The Jaguars trying to add on to their lead, and we will see who will be out on the pitcher's mound this inning for the Raiders. Will it still be Eric Pedersen, or will we see someone different? Looks like we will see someone different. The pitcher ain't out there yet. So it looks like we might see someone new. Maybe he's just taking his time getting out there. We'll wait and see. And he just took his time getting out there. So Pedersen's still out there. For the Raiders, he'll stay out at least for another inning. Jaguars hold a 4-1 lead over the Mille Raiders, who are the number 4 seed in Section 5 Single A East part of the 5A bracket. Winner of this game moves on to the quarterfinals tomorrow night and will take on Ogilvie. The loser will head to the elimination bracket and will again play tomorrow at the high seed. So as of right now, the winner will take on Ogilvie. The loser will have to play against Bram. And it could really go any different way. If Hinckley-Finlayson wins, they'll get to host Ogilvie tomorrow night at 5. If Mille wins, they will go to Ogilvie, and then Hinckley-Finlayson would host Bram in the elimination bracket tomorrow night. And now leading off for Hinckley-Finlayson, it'll be Max Storley. 2 for 2 so far in this game with 2 singles. He's crossed the plate once for a run. Storley getting set to lead off here. Pedersen's still at the plate. On the mound, rather. Plate on the mound. We can call it that. Here's the windup and the pitch. Bounces in for ball 1. Storley was a part of that 4-run inning. He scored the second run, or the third run of that inning. And now here's the 1-0 delivery in there for strike one. One count now for Storley. Here's the windup and the pitch. No, not in there. It's a little bit low outside for ball two. 2-1 is the count for Storley. Here's the windup and the 2-1 delivery. Just a little high for ball three. 3-1 count now for Storley from Peterson. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Swung on and hit out to left center by Storley. The center fielder gets under it, camps there in time for out number one. So Storley will fly out to center field. It's an F8 in the book. And now Jacob Grice will come to the plate. Jacob Grice is 0 for 1 here. He reached base on a walk in the third inning and flew out in the first. Here's the pitch to Grice. In there on the outside part of the plate for strike number one. Oh, 1, nobody on, and one down. Here's the pitch. High. And now the count 1-1 for Jacob Grice. Here's the windup and the 1-1 delivery. Swung on and hit right back past the pitcher. And that will be a base hit for Jacob Grice. Now 1 for 2. And Randy Scaff comes to the plate. He's 2 for 2 today with a 2-run single back in the third inning. And he was also a part of that 4-run third inning, which helped them get to the 4-1 lead they now have in the bottom of the fifth. He swings and hits this one. Oh, and it takes an awkward bounce over the shortstop. That'll advance the runners. Grice going to be greedy and try and get into third. He will safely. And then Scaff into second easily with a double. So Scaff into second with a double. And Grice on third with one down. And Jordan Masterson now at the plate. That ball was hit right at the shortstop, Jacob Gallion. And he looked like he was going to field it pretty well, but that took an absolute bounce. I mean, that thing had some spring in it. It jumped right over the shortstop and into the outfield. That thing had eyes on it. This pitch is outside for ball one. Masterson at the plate. 0 for 2 today. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. Looks like he may have got a piece of it. One count now for Masterson. Base hit will more than likely score both runners that are out there. Here's the pitch. That's in there for strike number 2. And the count now 1-2 for Jordan Masterson. Bottom of the fifth inning. Jaguars have 2 runners on with 1 out. Person gets set. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed, and Masterson will go down swinging. And that is out number 2. And now coming to the plate is number 23, Brody Froling. At the 4th strikeout for Peterson. Here's the pitch. Outside for ball 1. Runners in scoring position, 2 down. Here's the 1-0 delivery. This one is swung on and hit down the first base line to Jacob Wind. He'll easily grab it. Step on to first for out number 3. So Froling will be the third out. So that will be it here for the 5th inning. The Jaguars again strand 2 out there. And still hold on to a 4-1 lead, but have now twice left runners on base in scoring position with a chance to extend their lead, not able to do so in the last 2 innings. So they'll have to defend here again as we move to the top of the 6th. We'll take a commercial break and hear a word from our fine sponsors.
All right, saw, check. Drill, check. The rest of the tools, check. All right, let's get started. Honey?
Yes?
Where is all the lumber to build this shed?
The big box store was supposed to drop it off 2 days ago. Is it not out there?
Man, it's the chicken coop all over again. Bill from work just built a sauna, and he said he went through Hinckley Lumber. Let's call them and see what they can do.
I'm on the phone with them now. They said...
Delivery from Hinckley Lumber. Where do you want it?
There would be great. Thanks.
All in a day's work. But for your next project, like fixing that ugly chicken coop over there, think Hinckley Lumber.
Thank you to all of our fine sponsors who sponsored this broadcast. Can't do it without them. We'll be able to come out here and bring you the action from tonight's Section 5A East playoff baseball game between the Hinckley-Finlayson Jaguars and the Mille Raiders. The Jaguars, though, have a 4-1 lead as we move to the top of the 6th inning. Raiders held a 1-0 lead right after the first inning. They got on the board quickly, held that lead into the 3rd inning, but then that's when the Jaguars were able to capitalize on a few errors and grab 4 runs. Now at the plate is Sam Haybison to lead off the 6th. This pitch stays inside by Von Ruden and will be ball 1. This one's a little bit high for ball 2. Here's the pitch. That one's in there. Strike number 1. Here's the 2-1 delivery from Von Ruden. Gets Haybison swinging on that one. And now it's a 2-2 count for the 3rd baseman. Haybison is 1 for 2 today. Got a base hit in the 1st inning. This one gets hit right back up the middle towards the pitcher. Gets passed on to first. Not in time. Looks like the first baseman Masterson was not on the plate when he got the ball. Beautiful throw, though, from Storley. But Masterson's foot must have come off the plate. And safe at first is Haybison. And now TJ Reamer will step to the plate. Nobody out. And a runner on first. Von Ruden will look at the runner at first. Here's the pitch. This one stays inside for ball 1. Reamer steps back into the right-handed batter's box. Von Ruden readies. Here's the windup and the pitch. That one's inside as well for ball number 2. And before throwing it back, Grice checks the runner at first just to make sure he stays. 2-0 count for Reamer. Here's the pitch. That one's in there for strike 1. Reamer shakes his head, says, yep, all right, now I see it. Now I know what I got to look for. Two-one count for TJ Reamer. 0 for 2 with a sacrifice fly back in the 1st inning. He watches that one go by for strike number 2, and that'll leave you things at 2-2. Haybison over at first. We're going to get a time call here. Time's called. We're back to action. Here's Here's the windup in the pitch from Von Ruden. That stays inside and moves the count full. Full count now for Reamer. Von Ruden looking for out number 1 here of the top of the 6th. Oh, and Reamer checked his swing, but still got a piece of that ball. Fouls it to the backstop here. Into the netting. Count will stay 3-2. Here's the full count pitch. This one swung on and hit to the shortstop. Grabs it, throws on to first for 1. Throw on to second for 1, and then down to first is not in time. So Reamer will reach on a fielder's choice. And now up to the plate, Jacob Wind. Wind is 1 for 2 today. The base hit in the 4th. Throw on to first. Not in time. Reamer is back in with the dive. Going to get a time call here. And Grice will go visit his pitcher, Von Ruden, on the mound. Grice moves back to behind the plate and will get set. 1 out, runner on first is Reamer. Here's the pitch to Wind. He swings and pops this one towards the first baseman. Masterson's on it for out number 1 in foul territory. That one drifted just into foul territory, but Masterson tracked it well, got under it in time for out number 2. 2 down, runner on first. And now it's Jacob Gallion. That one well inside. Gallion ducks out of the way. Ball 1. Gallion back into the batter's box. Von Ruden gets set. He'll look at Reamer over at first. He'll throw at Reamer, and he's back in there diving. Safely, though. One-0 count still for Gallion. Here's the windup in the pitch. Swung on and missed. The throw down to second. Not in time as Reamer is in there with the slide. And now Gallion will have a 1-1 count after swinging and missing. 2 outs here for the Raiders, and Reamer moves to second. Von Ruden with the pitch. Well inside. Again, Gallion ducks out of the way. Count moves 2-1. 2-1 with 2 down here in the top of the 6th inning. Raiders trail 4-1 to Hinckley-Finlayson. Here's the pitch to Gallion. He swings and hits this one towards the first base line, and it's going to drift foul. And Masterson not able to get there. Two and 2 is the count for Jacob Gallion with 2 down. Von Ruden readies. Here's the windup and the pitch. Just high, and I mean just. And the count now full at 3-2. Sun's starting to set here on this game as the Jaguars lead 4-1, and Gallion gets a piece of that one, but pops it up towards the left fielder. And it looks like Griffin Steele will come over from his center field spot to get it. Doesn't matter, either one of them grabbed it, but they do grab it for out number 3. Oh, the Raiders will leave one stranded out there in Reamer, and we'll now head to the bottom part of inning number 6. The Hinckley-Finlayson Jaguars in a good spot here. Would like to add some more runs just for insurance as we get through this one. Raiders would have some work to do going into the top of the 7th inning. They would need at least 3 runs to keep this game going, But we will have to wait and see because the Jaguars will have another chance to add some runs here in the bottom of the 6th inning. They lead 4-1. Scored all 4 runs there in the 3rd inning. We've had a pretty good battle between the pitchers. Now we do get a new, nope, still same pitcher out there, Peterson. So Peterson looks like he will take another inning. 6 innings he'll go, at least part of 6. And getting set to lead off the 6th inning for the Hinckley-Finlayson Jaguars will be Lane Von Ruden. He is 1 for 1 today, struck out, and was hit by a pitch back in the 4th inning. Took it right in the back, right in the middle of the back. He's going to have a nice bruise there tomorrow, but worrying about adding more runs for his team here today. Here's the windup and the pitch. Inside and low for ball 1. Here's the 1-0 delivery. That one's high for ball 2. Here's the windup and the 2-0 pitch. That one's in there on the outside part of the plate for strike number 1. Two-one pitch is high for ball number 3 to Lane Von Ruden, who has not swung at a pitch yet in this at-bat. He's seen 4 pitches. Here's the windup in the pitch from Peterson. That one's inside for ball 4. He races down to first, rounds first as if he's going to go to second, but he'll be on first with a walk. And now to the plate is Cody Klein. He reached on an error back in the 4th. We get time. Time quickly over. So the third baseman had to fix something, maybe a cleat over there. Leadoff batter Von Ruden over there at first, and Klein at the plate. Peterson will check the runner at first, but Von Ruden dives back in safely. And he'll throw over again. Peterson again, or excuse me, Von Ruden again back in safely. Something about a light flashing here over by the Mille dugout. Only take time to figure that out real quick, get it figured out, and now we're back to play. Klein shows bunt and pulls back off of it and then gets a strike call anyways. 0-1 the count now for Cody Klein. He bunts this one right to the catcher. Throw on to first in time for out number 1, but that'll at least advance Von Ruden down to second. Trey Visser now to the plate. He reached first back in the 3rd, then struck out in the 4th. Runner on second. With 1 down, here's the pitch. Outside for ball 1. One-out count for Trey Visser. His team leads 4-1 over the Mille Raiders in this Section 5A East playoff game. This one is swung on and hit out towards left field. That's going to be a tough play for Reamer. He drops it. But he's so quick and keeps that ball within his reach that Von Ruden cannot get to second, and that is because of the fact that he had to be careful, because if he caught it, he would have to go back and race to second. And trying to avoid the double play, but that one gets down out of the glove of Reamer, and now Griffin Steele steps to the plate. 1 for 3 today. Gets a piece of that one. It goes into the netting behind home plate. Two on, 1 out, and the pitch to Steele is low for ball 1. One on the count for Griffin Steele. And with the pitch, that one swung on and hit towards the shortstop. He grabs it. Oh, no, it goes through his legs. And Von Ruden get around third and head on home. And he'll be easily standing for an RBI single for Griffin Steele. So Von Ruden will score after that ball rolls through the shortstop's hands. Call it the 4th error of the game here for Mille. They have 4 errors in this one to the Jaguars 1. Going to get time here for the Raiders as the Hinckley-Finlayson Jaguars lead now 5-1 in the bottom of the 6th inning. Looks like we're going to have a visit or something. Time has been called for the Raiders. While they take time, we'll take a little bit of a break as well to hear a word from our fine sponsors. You're listening to Playoff Baseball right here on WCMP.
Building season is here. Are you prepared for it? Hinckley Lumber sure is. With estimates for any building project you may have. Whether it's just a tree fort for the kids in the backyard or the dream home you're designing, they've got you covered. On top of being your #1 supplier in northern Minnesota, Hinckley Lumber has the friendliest and most knowledgeable staff you can ask for. Stop in today or give them a call. But be careful, because once they earn your business once, you won't go anywhere else. Hinckley Lumber.
Back here on WCMP, time was called by the Mille Raiders, just trying to game plan, trying to figure out what their next move is here, as they've just allowed the Jaguars to get their 5th run across the board. And the Jaguars have 2 runners on with 1 down, as now getting up to the plate will be Mac Storley. Travis are down there at second. Griffin Steele at first. Storley at the plate. Here's the windup and the pitch. He swings and hits this one out to deep left field. Reamer gets under it in time for out number 2. And he throws this one in. So Storley flies out to right field. round number 2. And now Jacob Grice steps to the plate. 1 for 2 today. Reached on a base hit back in the 5th inning. Walked in the 3rd and then flew out in the 1st. 2 down, runners on 1st and 2nd. This one bounces into the catcher, gets away from him, goes behind him, and that will advance the runners to 2nd and 3rd. 2 down and runners in scoring position here for Jacob Grice. So Jacob Grice, who sits with a 1-0 count, looking for something to get into the outfield here for a base hit or 2, and that'll score both runs, but this pitch is in there for strike 1 on the outside part of the plate. Here's the 1-1 pitch. That's going to be low and get past the catcher. Jaguars will not risk it by sending the runners. They'll stay at 2nd and 3rd. And Grice now has a 2-1 count with 2 down. Jaguars had 2 outs in the bottom of the 3rd when they were able to score 4 runs. Grice gets a piece of this one. Diving at it is the 3rd baseman. Getting it is the shortstop, but the throw to first is not in time, and that'll score a run. An RBI single there for Jacob Grice. So Jacob Grice gets the RBI single. Griffin Steele moves to 3rd. Grice is at 1st, and now it's Randy Scaff at the plate. Scaff is 3 for 3 today, with a 2-run single back in the 3rd. This one is over the head of Scaff, and getting into 2nd easily is Grice. 2 down and a 6-1 lead here for Hinckley-Finlayson. In the bottom of the 6th inning, adding some insurance runs. Runners in scoring position. 1-0 pitch to Scaff. That's getting to the outfield. That's going to get down for a base hit, and that should score 2. Randy Scaff with another 2-run single here in the 6th inning. So 2 2-run singles here for Scaff in this game. And now Jordan Masterson at the plate. 0 for 3 so far today, but what a time to change the 0 for. Gets a piece of that one down the first base line. It's going to drift foul. Good spot for that ball. Just got to straighten it out a little bit, and that's extra bases. 0-1 count, 2 down for the Jaguars, and a runner on 1st. Masterson gets a piece of this one. It's down the 3rd baseline. Throw on to 1st is off the mark. Runner will be safe. Masterson rounding 1st, going to go to 2nd, and Scaff moves into 3rd. And another error here for the Mille Raiders. Brody Frailing. Frailing, I've been pronouncing that wrong all night. It's Frailing. Still 2 down. And an 8-1 lead here for Hinckley-Finlayson. In the bottom of the 6th inning, more insurance runs. In scoring position, if they score 3 more runs, that's it. That's 10-run rule. But now at the plate is Brady Frailing. This one goes by for ball 1. 1-0 pitch on the way. That stays inside for ball number 2. Raiders have a hole to work out of here. 2 down, though, so you get the out, go back to the top of the 7th. You're going to need 7 runs if you want to keep this game going. 2-0 count for Frayling. Here's the pitch. That one's in there for strike 1. That one just gets the outside corner for strike 2, and it's an even 2-2 count for Brady Frayling. That one is over the head of Frayling and ducks under it. Full count now. 2 on, 2 down. And this one's inside. Brody Frayling will move on to first. Bases loaded now for Lane Von Ruden, who comes to the plate. He walked in this very inning. And we are now about to bat around here for Hinckley-Finlayson. Actually, we have, with Lane Von Ruden stepping to the plate. Looks like we will see a pitching change for the Mille Raiders. Peterson's night on the mound is done. Let's see who moves in his place. I believe it looks like number 1, Thomas Schleiss. I believe that's the number of the new pitcher. So Peterson's night is done. It will be Thomas Schleiss who moves on to the mound for the Mille Raiders. Peterson moves to third, it looks like. And Hay-Bison will move to second. So Schleiss will be the new pitcher for the Mille Raiders. He will warm up, and while he does that, we'll take a break. Hear word from some of our fine sponsors. We'll be back with more of the bottom of the 6th inning here in Hinckley, with the Jaguars leading the Raiders 8-1.
Woodlands National Bank is your local bank. They focus on meaningful relationships and offer a wide variety of loans. They're a small-town bank that knows your name but still offers an amazing online experience for their customers. For more information, visit them online at woodlandsnationalbank.com. Woodlands National Bank is a proud sponsor of all high school sports. Woodlands National Bank wishes all high school sports a great season. Member FDIC.
2 down, bases loaded for the Hinckley-Finlayson Jaguars. And they lead 8-1. And Von Ruden, with a swing of the bat, could really... Well, he could end this game, actually. If he were to get a bases-clearing hit, that would end the game right here. 2 down. Von Ruden and Schleiss will now go at it. Schleiss, this one's inside for ball 1 from Schleiss. Bases loaded. 2 down. And Von Ruden is already to the plate in this inning. He'll watch this one go low in the dirt for ball 2. Von Ruden only gave up 1 run on 4 hits in this game so far. Mille has 6 errors in this game. That'll probably be the talking point when you talk about how this game went. And Von Ruden fouls this one off down the first base line. Out of play. It's a 2-1 count for Von Ruden. Again, second time at the plate this inning. Von Ruden just wants to straighten that one out. And that one's outside for ball number 3. Miller trying to frame it for a strike, but umpire sees it differently, and it's a 3-1 count for Von Ruden. If you walk him, you're walking home a run. Oh, and that's a little high at the letters for ball 4, and that will score a run. Randy Scaff comes home to score. Mers will move up. And Von Ruden moves down to first. That's the second time he's reached base on balls here in this inning. And now it is Cody Klein up to the plate. 0 for 3 so far, but what a time to change your fortune. Oh, one swing of the bat nearly does it. Fouls this one off behind everybody out of play. If he straightens that one out, that one probably gets in there. Maybe for a bases clearing hit. 2 runs is what the Jaguars need to end it right now for the 10-run rule. It hits him, but it doesn't. That hits the end cap of his bat. So it hits Klein's bat and goes foul for strike 2. 0-2 now for Cody Klein. Thomas Schleiss with the pitch. And that is on the outside part of the plate for strike 3. Klein will go down looking. Wow. That one just on the outside part of the plate for strike number 3. And he was a little upset about that one. He thought that one was outside. From my angle, it looked a tad outside as well, but umpire does not agree, and we'll stick with what he says because he has the final say. 5 runs come across the board there for Hinckley-Finlayson in the bottom of the 6th inning to make it a 9-1 lead for Hinckley-Finlayson as they leave 3 runners stranded out there. They leave the bases loaded but hold a 9-1 lead and will look to finish this game up right here with 3 outs in this inning. They lead 9-1 and we'll look to move on to tomorrow's game in the quarterfinals against Ogilvie. We'll take a commercial break. We'll be right back here for more playoff baseball action on WCMP.
With high school sports season here again, Wellia Health wants to remind you that they want to help your athletes stay in the game. Sports medicine services are available at every Wellia Health campus. Whether it's the young athlete, the weekend warrior, or the accomplished athlete, injuries can happen. Get back in the game by calling the sports medicine experts at Wellia Health. 320-679-1313. Wellia Health. Live life well.
106.5 FM, AM 1350, WCMP. You're home for tonight's 5A East playoff game between the Hinckley-Finlayson Jaguars and the Mille Raiders. Jaguars lead 9-1 in the top of the 7th. Got a new banner in there. It is number 6. Josiah Mueller. He fouls this one off. Be no 1 count. He's in for Cole Dangers. That one is in there for strike number 2 from Von Ruden. Again, the Jaguars are 3 outs away from moving on and hosting a playoff game tomorrow. Again, this one, I think he got a piece of it, but it gets into the glove of Grice for out number 1. Now at the plate is number 18, Creedon Spengler. He swings and misses. He pops this one up behind the plate. Grice going to race after it, and it's going to go out of play. Grice had a great read on that one, but it just drifts out of play. Count is 0-2 for Creedon Spengler. On Ruden with the windup and the pitch. This one swung on and hit towards the shortstop. It gets in the grass and rolls slowly to the third baseman, but he throws it onto first in time for out number 2. And we are down to the final out in this game. Now up to the plate will be number 23, Joe Bistido. Joe Bistido stands in the right-handed batter's box. He fouls this one back, straight back out of play. 0-1 count. Von Ruden trying to end it right here with the next couple of pitches. Here's the windup and the pitch inside for ball 1. One count for Bistido. He swings and gets this one just past the infield. And that'll be a base hit. It rolls to the center fielder. And Bistido is on with a 2-out single. And now Daniel Miller steps to the plate. 1 for 2 today. Reached base on balls in the first. Got a double in the third. And then struck out in the fifth. Runner on first with 2 down. And Daniel Miller trying to start a 2-out rally here for the Mille Raiders. Von Ruden gets that pitch in there. Swung on and missed by Miller for strike 1. And Von Ruden will do whatever he can to not let the 2-out rally happen. Von Ruden with the 0-1 pitch. Oh, just inside for ball 1. That's a tough one to lay off of if you're Daniel Miller. Winds up being the smart decision. Doesn't make it any less tough. 1-1 the count. Von Ruden with the pitch. This one is swung on and hit back out of play by Miller. And it's a 1-2 count, and we're 1 strike away from the Jaguars coming out of here victorious. Pitch is in there, swung on, and hit back out of play. Count doesn't move. It stays 1-2 with 2 out. Runner on first is Joe Bistido. Daniel Miller trying to start a 2-out rally. 1-2 count. Here's the pitch from Von Ruden. Just high for ball 2. Evens the count 2-2. Grice pump fake the throw down to first. Infield not on the bags, not worried about the runner at first too much. Here's the pitch from Von Ruden. In there for strike 3. Miller will go down looking, and that will be it. So that'll be it. The Jaguars come out victorious in this one with a strikeout looking. Von Ruden will end the game with 5 strikeouts. And that the most important one right there coming at the end of this one. And Daniel Miller will go down looking. We'll take a commercial break. We'll be right back, and we'll recap this game, let you know what's coming up for both of these teams tomorrow. They will continue with their playoffs. And again, we'll let you know what's coming up for both of them here tomorrow. Again, the final 9-1 here in Hinckley. We'll come back and recap. You're listening to Baseball Playoffs on WCMP.
Minnesota Equipment is your lawn equipment headquarters. With plenty of staff members that have over 20 years of experience, they're #1 in sales and service for a reason. The pros at Minnesota Equipment have tons of lawnmowers, zero-turn mowers, and accessories on site, so come by for Steel, Aaron's, Toro, Gravely, and John Deere, and take one home today. Minnesota Equipment, Highway 65 in Isanti, or find them at minnesotaequipment.com today.
Chad Greenway here, and I want to tell you about the different kind of banking relationship you and your business will get at Franzen Bank and Trust. It's called advisory banking, and it's designed to help you every step of the way along your path to financial success. Franzen bankers take the time to learn about your financial goals so they can deliver customized solutions. To learn more, find a Franzen banker near you at franzenbank.com/location. Franzen Bank and Trust. Real people, real results. Member FDIC.
Back here on 106.5 FM, AM 1350, WCMP. The Jaguars come out victorious in this game over the Mille Raiders, 9-1. And they move on and play at home tomorrow against the Ogilvie Lions, right back here at Brennan Field at 5 p.m. tomorrow night. Mille will move on tomorrow and play in the elimination bracket at Bram High School. Again, that'll be played at 5 p.m. as well. So Hinckley-Finlayson will get another home game here in these playoffs, and they will host Ogilvie tomorrow night. Those two teams have faced off during the regular season as well. And as we go to the schedules during the regular season, Hinckley-Finlayson again faced Ogilvie twice They beat them the first time 8-5 and the second time 5-0. So 2-0 against the Ogilvie Lions this season during the regular season, but they'll play again tomorrow night right here at 5 p.m. But in this game, the Hinckley-Finlayson Jaguars get the victory over the Mille Raiders 9-1. 4 runs in the bottom of the third inning, and then 5 there. In the bottom of the sixth is what helped them to this 9-1 victory over the Mille Raiders. The Jaguars will continue to move on in the winner's bracket. They'll get a home game tomorrow night against the Ogilvie Lions, and the Mille Raiders will move on, and they'll play in Bram tomorrow night against the Bombers in the elimination bracket. For WCMP, I'm Ethan Game Day Gilman. Thanks so much for tuning in. I want to thank all of our fine sponsors who sponsored this broadcast. Can't do it without them. So thanks so much to all of our fine sponsors. Without them, we wouldn't be able to come out here and bring you any of this action here from this baseball game in Section 5 Single A in the East Division for Hinckley-Finlayson. They win 9-1 over the Mille Raiders. For WCMP, I am Ethan Game Day Gilman. Stay tuned to WCMP and the KBEK morning shows for all the updates on your local sports, including this game. We'll recap this one, and then we'll get all the other local scores as well. But again, the final, the Jaguars 9, the Raiders 1. For WCMP, I'm Ethan Game Day Gilman. Have a great rest of your night. The other local scores as well. But again, the final, the Jaguars 9, the Raiders 1. For WCMP, I'm Ethan Game Day Gilman. Have a great rest of your night.